Hello guys. So good morning, and yesterday at dawn, an uncle of my wife died, and so dito mi sa hospital when he died. Yesterday afternoon si Uncle Nic sa akong wife, and it's having death makes us confront naman the reality of mortality na to. Yeah, of course it's sad, depressing for the family. Of course, that's very difficult, diba, dealing with death, and again, every one of us will always experience that in life, diba? As we grow older, I guess we will see, some of the people they cherish most, the older generation, even our loved ones, we call it, our mentors, diba? Mga managers, itong bosses for normally, of course, eventually mo perish na, or mo biyan sa kalibutan, and that's always gonna be sad, diba, lisod. So today mo in a way mo tag og tribute ni Uncle Nic. Of course, we always gonna have to remember them, diba? Kay eventually someday kita sad po will be remembered as what. So of course, para nako, I always remember him as the jolly person na who cares for the family, who's always close, kada kung naay celebration, kung naay masakit, naagi na siya. He loves to crack jokes, mga All Saints, mamingawon ko niya during mga All Saints Day, All Souls Day, kay naa siya dito sa family, dito sa puntod sa cemeteryo with our family mo sa family sa kong wife, pamilya. It's mamiss good siya. I mean, his presence, his kindness, his jokes, his laughter. Sometimes ato lang immortalize na, yes, Uncle Nic, you'll be missed, may you rest in peace. Of course, we're always gonna be praying for you. And ang atong topic today, of course, we have to deal with, how do you deal kung mamatay, how do you usually cope, diba? Someone na that you care for, nakailan mo, because padung naman gini All Saints Day and All Souls Day. How do you grieve, and also how do you remember them? How do you celebrate their life? Okay, especially now ba nakuan nga na padung na kita kalag-kalag, and then it's always it's a season also that is ato sa Philippines. We always gonna remember, of course, remember our death. We go there, we allocate not only a day, days kay there's ato sometimes gali it could be not really 2 days kina, o November 1 and 2, but in some could go earlier pa na, magkuhan na, diba, mga October 30 pa, magandam na dito, maglimpyo na, mag-ayo sa suga, pagpupuho ng maglubngan, diba? And pali, kaya yun sa una, mag-overnight kami sa cemeteryo, karangana pa sa dumi matog. I mean, it's once sa ingon na bata pa mi ato, so di not because to me mag-meditate to pray, but to say, sometimes may ingon ko na while maray do amis atong katong lulag lulo, but hard ko answer also, it's a way ko to lingaw lagi kay daghang tao at that time. I don't know karon daghan pa hindi naagya pa yung mga mag-overnight yun, naagya labi na diya Sem Park. So Yang uban, no, di ba? Of course, we always offer our prayers, di ba? Labi na, on the first year na anniversary sa kamatayon na murag kuan ba, pagpangaji or pagkuan pa pamisa, of course. So, di ba? Yeah, we have these mass cards, mga so mga na, kuan yun na ba? It's kuan ba? We always have this tradition na nato or naman na natong gikadakan. We remember our dead, we pray for them, magpamisa kita of all sa kanang, di ba, kanang imong ginang ipasuwat sa yung mga kaluluhan na kanang mga ngan ba kan tayo mo si Carlos, si Leopoldo, si Pedro, kanang si Clara, si Leandro, si Lorenzo, kanang Nolita, si Rugasiana, ano ba ito, mga katiyuan, diba? And na we always appeal lagi na sa tuwa na we wanna remember them. And tamo, do you still remember them? But how do you do that? Diba? Yeah, speaking of also karang, end of life na, diba? Karon ningon to kong amigo recently na wak ko na bagong mga menteryo na nag-i-approve sa syudad do. Kaya na ba na unsa man sila marabag, are you in favor of, let's say, cremation, diba? Those are questions sometimes na confront nato na about death, diba? Asa na ito ibutang atong loved ones. Nang uban nasa mga negosyo ron na kanang sana kanang kulumbari, di ba? Ako na ingana na lagi marabag na naghimog ingana, di ba? Kung true vine, di ba? There is mambaling. So even after na maka-realize days at ka na, even death care, I would say, or we call it, or mga menteryo, or death has an industry for it. So ano mong nagyan na industry for itself, na yung mga trabaho na paraan na, di ba? Let's say ikaw tig kung saan tawag sale na ting what you call it, sa porlon kita, di ba? Kanang driver's porlon, mga embalsamador, pero mo na mao gini ko ron ni atong we confronted that reality na sometimes na nato kung anong side inaandaman, but di na to andaman niya dayon mo na ikuan. We are gonna be faced with that eventually, di ba? Ng uban, St. Peter's, for example, naku ilang negosyo St. Peter's sa sa asa pa sa ano mo yan, life insurance or memorial plans. Sometimes we take that for granted, or sa nakalimot na kaas ito ng giutang o kana mga lubnganan, so that's one. Sometimes we don't think much of it, so maybe sometimes I just want to remind you na yes, we are mortals, and then eventually we will be confronting with those things, we'll be confronted with those things, or even ourselves will be, we'll face that. Are we prepared? Manay question na nausay, are we although we don't think much like about it, but manay mong saman, are you ready for that, diba? are never ready. To be honest, mo ni answer na ko. We're never ready, but wala, in reality, in the end, we'll be confronted with it eventually. So, mara na itong kuhan, na mag-ampo lang ko, ampo na ko sa Uncle Nic, and then, yeah, wala, mo grieve lang yung hapon. Of course, there's always gonna be a time to grieve, and then it's part of life. Naka na muhilak ta, that's so normal lang, that's make us human. So, muna yung ibong kakuyaw kayo, melancholic kayo na topic, but yeah, think about it. So, di ba, na we're mortals, then let me know what you think, son. And thank you so much for joining me. Kung unsa din na topic lang, it's kinda odd, kinda morbid gali, but wala. As we say, life goes on sa atong mga kamata pa. And of course, laban lang sa atong mga challenges, sa atong mga realities in life. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope kuyog ta for a while. And salamat kayo. Daghang salamat. Amen. Amen naman nun. Bye.